Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. This week we are finally finishing our side deck.
Little baby pizzas, and look how much they were. 10 cents.
The other one doesn't trust you. Maybe just leave some on the floor for that one.
Well, you need to wait for it later, because otherwise you'll get that. Today is the day we start welding. As we've said before, we're going to be putting like an extra path down the side here so it doesn't drop down, just so when we're out at sea you want a nice path to go around the side. This, and for anyone who's wondering, because I did have a conversation with a guy like last year, he disagreed with changing anything from the original hull, because there's like, if it's an engineer's design, like you wouldn't know more than an engineer, which I completely agree with, but this boat is not the same as it was when it was first built. So I'm not going against an engineer's design, I am just changing someone who this has been changed like probably a good like 5 times, I reckon, because the original inside is completely different. The boat is longer, so the weight distribution isn't even the same. All this has been raised, so the weight is a lot higher. All we're doing is making it lighter at the top and putting a little bit more weight down. So that is why we're changing it without thinking, oh, okay, we're going against engineers' specs. All we're doing is welding plates on the side here so we can walk down nice and easy. And then, well, I mean, that's it really. Okay, so it's about an inch. We're just making sure that the angle is the same up there, or if there is a difference, we can allow for the difference as we get down to the bottom here. I don't want the lines to not line up. The entire boat is leaning that way.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, so I've got to allow for that. The difference between level down there is 1 inch. So from there to that level over there is 1 inch difference. Here is only about 10 mil. This is dropping down there here, but that is actually flat when we're sailing. So whilst I can copy this, I need to start raising that corner. So I'll get, and just for anyone who thinks I'm a welder, I'm not. I just encourage people to learn it because I think it's a really good skill. I've only welded a few times, especially with an arc welder in the past. I'm used to MIG welding. So yeah, I'm not a welder, I just encourage people to learn new skills. I think that's actually about right.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
When I first put this on, I was like, wait, I can't see anything. But you can actually. Oh my god. It's all like green and the sun is green.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, you can see it actually. Oh, that's so cool. Alice is back. She's made an appearance.
I have to wear it. Also, these aren't welding gloves, people. You need thicker gloves, but I'm only going to put a few spot welds on, and then we're going to go and get the big gloves for all the rest of the weld. Alright, so
It's a bold look you got there, Alice.
I know, the thing is, I know I look stupid. I look silly, but it's practical.
Get a close-up right there.
No, no close-ups, please. But yeah, look at this one here, though.
Ooh, that looks good.
So I'll show you quickly. These aren't the prettiest weld, but they are pretty strong, and I have ground one or two back. I haven't ground these ones back yet, but no, they're not the prettiest, but they are nice and deep. I have cut one through just to make sure, and it's all the way through. But yeah, so this piece is on now. Well, only obviously a little spot weld, but we're going to keep doing this, and I don't want to weld all the way around on each piece and then as I go along. just in case there's something which I'm not happy with. But as you can see here, there's a little bit of a gap there, but that's because you probably see the boat dips in there. So I'm going to try and now push the inside out straight, yeah, so I can get a nice clean weld on there. What do you think, Lulu? Cool, man. Perfect. Nice, a nice incline. So I've got, it goes from this bit here needs to be welded down. This is still bouncing, but yeah, it's an incline of that, which is the same here, but it's more down there. It's about, I'll show you actually. Don't worry people, the welding is off. I would not be doing this, just in case it touched. So yeah, now it's getting to about 12 mil, which down all the way down to the bottom there, it's about 25 mil. I look ridiculous with this head with this Alice band on. I can see myself in it.
It is a bold look. Well done.
I am so chuffed with that. I am so chuffed. I got it perfect. I've got it. Literally, the boat, because it's so old, it's wibbly wobbly everywhere, but I've got it so tight. I'll show you. So, you know, at the start I had a few, like, there was a big bulge right here. Look at that. Look at that. Here's a tiny little tack weld. But yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it. Pretty chuffed with it. I was just tacking the outside. This is a bit messy here, but this isn't too bad. This little tack weld. This, to be fair, it's not focusing, is it? Weird. Can't really see that well. I mean, it's not very pretty, but yeah. So that's this all tacked. There's no strip welds yet. I need to just make sure everything's nice and clean. And then I'm going to get this last panel in here, and then we'll be strip welding tomorrow. Happy, happy, happy. So tight. The boat's wibbly wobbly everywhere. To get it as tight as I have, I mean, it's taken me all day. So after trying to push that out, it's quite obvious this is not going to move, like, unless I was to, I don't know.
You actually see that on the camera.
Well, if you do that, you won't be able to see the top. Alright, I'm touching the bottom now, and you're seeing it about there. It's a big bulge. Ow.
What's that from?
I don't know. It's just a bulge out there. What that's doing, so the metal outside is not touching this area here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to cut this across there, because then it hasn't got the strength of them from this bit here, and then I can just push it out quite easily compared. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to weld this little plate just underneath here, right there. So when I sit this next panel on, they sit perfectly level. You can get these like really strong magnets that do the same thing, but I don't have them, so I'm just going to weld a little plate on. Obviously we're going to reinforce the underside with like extra steel, whilst we're going to replace all the other stuff as well, all the bracing steel along the plates. I've forgotten the name of it, but this is just good for leveling up for the meantime.
It's actually a really nice day today.
Yeah, that is by far the calmest day out, man. It's like a lake out there today. We're gonna weld along this strip here. You can kind of see down here. So I'm gonna weld the plate on the outside to the trim down the side there. That's still bloody hot. So yeah, that's how that weld's gonna go, but I've got to do that all the way down the side, and then I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna cut out the old box section. I didn't want to do it in the other way, like cut the original section out and then do this, because I was worried about the shape of the hole changing, which I don't know how much it would change, even considering I cut that little piece inside here and the metal started to shift already. So yeah, I'm welding all these plates on, then cutting it out in that order, so nothing changes. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna also weld up the old windows. I'm gonna weld them up. So get this side completely finished before I go to the other side, just so I don't start like dreading going back and like snagging myself. This was my, look at that, ignore this little lodge here, I'll cover that. So this was my longest weld yet, from there to there. That's how I'm going at the moment. It's okay, it's yeah, it's not too bad. Definitely progressing with the arc welding. MIG welding used to be like, I'd class myself as okay with MIG welding, but MIG welding is so much easier. It's just so much like lighter work, and it's not like with an arc where you run out your rod and the depth changes, so your positioning's got to change as you go along. But I actually prefer arc welding now. Like, I know it's still not the prettiest, but it's okay. It's like, I guess it's acceptable in my opinion anyway. Maybe not all welders, I don't know. Like, anyone who is a welder who's watching, what do you think? Someone who's just kind of, I've run it before this, I've probably had about 2, maybe 3 days of arc welding.
Are you enjoying it?
Man, I love this. I could do this forever. I am probably most happy doing this actually. Which is, I know it's a bit sad to say, but when I'm getting to make something for myself, perfect. So the welds, they came out okay. I know this, it like blodged here because I made the arc a little bit too long, and this isn't that consistent, but that's all right there. Again, not the prettiest, but they're definitely cleaner than when I first started. So this bit has to be the most satisfying part of welding. Ooh. Why is that so enjoyable? I can actually start moving it. It seems to be want to come this way a little bit, so we're good to force it back out. What size is that bulge though?
I tried to weld a little tack on the outside,
but you can see there that where I welded it on the outside, that's where it got hot. But it just pushed it out. I think the heat, I should have tacked it, let it cool down, and then done my line. I tried to do a line straight away, and it moved the metal too much. Right, so I've just welded on just on the first line. As you can see where my arcs come too high, and I'm too far off the steel, and it just blobs. And this really isn't deep enough here. This is okay here, but I'm going to do the second line now. But yeah. As you can see, my welding strips are really short. I'm not confident in doing an entire line yet. Not yet. Right, and that is that strip welded in there. Again, not the prettiest of welds, but I mean, I know there's a little blob there. I don't know why the GoPro doesn't focus. I don't want to do this bit here because I don't want anything to splash onto this one here, because I want to hit the boat there. But I'll wait till this boat's getting moved, and then yeah, not the worst. I'm getting there, I'm getting better. Sort hands. Check restart.
What do you do when you need the toilet in a boatyard?
Oh dear.